Luke chapter 24, VI. The vindication of the Son of Man before men. Luke 24, 1-49. 5. The promise of giving them the Holy Spirit. Verses 49. This promise is fulfilled in Acts 2, 1-4. The Feast of Pentecost was the day when the disciples of Jesus received the baptism of the Holy Spirit. Acts 2-3. Acts 2-3. And there appeared to them tongues as of fire distributing themselves, and they rested on each one of them. These tongues of fire distributing themselves, which uses the verb diamorizo, that means divide, separate into parts, distribute. We last noted this word in Luke 23:34, for the soldiers dividing Jesus' garments among themselves. Cf. Matt 27-35. Mark 15:24. Prior to that, it was used for Jesus, during the Passover supper, to share the cup, representing the new covenant in his blood, among the disciples. Luke 22:17. As Jesus shared his sacrifice with them, all who believe in his sacrifice share in his Spirit indwelling them. Therefore, these tongues of fire went out to each one who was in the room, and they rested on each one of them. This use is the aorist, active, indicative of the verb kathizo, that means sat down, or even appointed. In ancient Greek it literally meant to sit down, but also was used figuratively for assigning work assignments and placing people in positions of authority. It was used as the position symbolizing authority and from which judgment and wisdom were given. Here, it meant identification of one with the other, i.e., fire with the apostles, or better God with believing man, to establish power and authority. Acts 2:4. Acts 2:4. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak with other tongues, as the Spirit was giving them utterance. The effect of this fire resting upon them was that they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, which uses the aorist, passive, indicative of the verb pletho, filled or completed. Pletho is first used in the NT in Matt 22-10, which is a parable about a marriage feast where people good and evil are gathered for the wedding. This is analogous to the common and efficacious grace ministry of the Holy Spirit to make the gospel of Jesus Christ understandable to the unbeliever, and then, when they believe in Jesus Christ, he makes their faith effective for salvation, where they become the bride of Jesus Christ. Cf. Rev 19.7. 21-9, 22:17. Matt 20-10. Those slaves went out into the streets and gathered together all they found, both evil and good. And the wedding hall was filled with dinner guests. Rev 19-7. Let us rejoice and be glad and give the glory to him, for the marriage of the Lamb has come, and his bride has made herself ready. Rev 19-9. Then he said to me, Write, blessed are those who are invited to the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said to me, These are true words of God.